video will make you question some things. So I advise you to, okay, if you in your manhood, just know just know what state he in. Because when people talk about feminine men, this is what this next clip is what I'm thinking what you're talking about. Not know women need to take accountability and all that shit. No, and when men need is talking about that. No, no, I ain't talking about that. No, I'm talking about straight up bitch mode. Let me tell you something, women. This is the very same product that you are selling to the public, to the government. I am telling you, we have set in rules, and when you have set in rules that are different than what the government is, then your kids are gonna come out something like this.
All right, man. So you said that basically when we peel back all the layers, the black woman is God.
Correct.
I'm just repeating back what you said to let you know that I understood exactly what you said. You said,
Okay.
as you know, before we've adopted the thinking and ideologies of God, how we know it now, before that, or even if we take it away, we would see that the black woman is actually truly God. That's what you
Correct.
said, right? Okay.
Correct.
Now, where does the father, my question for you is, where does the man come in? Where does the father or the man come into this picture? The black man or any man?
All right. Now, regards to the father is a social construct that has nothing to do with nature. So somebody made up this whole father aspect. Man is something totally different. You grow into the man, but we go through stages in life to get to a man. So, in regards to me, I had to go from a embryo, you know what I'm saying, to an infant, to a toddler, teenager, young adult, and then I graduated into a man. So, when we're talking about those two terms, you got to go to get to a man. And then when you're talking about a father, there's nowhere that there's a father in nature. So, a father would be unnatural. That's just something to compete with the woman.
Okay. So you're saying that the father is unnatural, but the woman is natural. Do I
Correct.
have that correct? And you're
Correct.
saying
Correct.
the reason why, you really didn't give a reason why the father would be unnatural. So what's your reasoning that the father is unnatural? Explain, give me some logic, however you could,
Right.
you
The
know,
logic
put it
was the
together.
logic was the logic was nature. I said that there was not a father found in nature. There's nowhere in nature that you can find a father. You have a
Okay,
male,
well,
so at the end of the day, there's no father. Father is a social construct. That's something to put itself into existence to be opposite of the mother. But there's no such thing really as a father. I'm
can you
just
ex- can you explain how the father is a social?
Okay, let's take a break on this. Because first of all, I think that the dude didn't really have no father, and he thinks that society owes him something because he didn't have no father.
Construct.
it's a social construct due to the fact is you're talking about a label that's being placed on a man being a father. Can you be a father at 12 years old?
I mean, I think I had when I was 12 years old, man. So
Okay, so
you
you have
could
none.
you could be a father when you're 12 years old. You could have definitely planted your seed in something. Yes. Let's just go with, do you think there's any differences between men and women?
It's kind of like you're trying to be condescending to the point where you have no comprehension. You don't have no comprehension in what I'm saying to you in a response to the point where you can't fathom it. What do you mean? I don't
No.
understand what you. Then you go to the next question after you sit there and tell me that you didn't understand. Like
No, no,
come
no.
on,
Not
bro. Like we gonna turn
understand.
this into. Is this some
Not
type of
understand.
entertainment or something? I'm just asking you. I thought it was about the black woman as God. I don't know you. I
Well,
didn't research you. I just
totally
came over here
fine.
because. Okay. So what are we doing? What are we doing?
We'll speak in detail. What we're doing is having a discussion, man to
hmm
man, right?
hmm
You
hmm
just said that the man is a social construct,
I said the
right?
father is. You're
Or the
saying that the
father
man
is a,
is. Right.
okay.
It was two things. You asked me
Let's
about the man
excuse
and the
it.
father.
You said, well, that, because the father is, not from nature. And I want you to explain, how isn't the father not from nature? That's what I want you to do. I want you to explain how it's a social construct and it's not from nature. Because here's what I'll tell you. Nothing grows unless a seed is planted. Nothing grows on this planet unless a seed is planted. And every man holds the seed in them. Every man holds the seed of life form. Life form in us. In your sack, if you have enough to stock.
Now, mind you, I came at this point where he's trying to explain that women are God, which there has nothing to do with being a man. They can't make a man because a man has an X and a Y chromosome. A woman has a Y chromosome. A man is made for the dark and the light. A woman is made for the light. Get it? Where, you have to walk, people, walk women, late at night, they don't even walk late at night. They'll have a dog if they do. Think about it, bro. Come on. And they going into things that don't need to be going into. But the thing is that I got into this, and it's amazing how this dude went bitch mode. I'm gonna skip it. You gonna have to see it for yourself, but I'm gonna have to skip it. I'm gonna have to fast forward. He went bitch mode. Okay, let's go.
Promulgated to you. She birthed you. How could you sit there and say that she's not your God? Your mother was God before you was taught about God. Somebody had to tell you about God in order for you to believe them. Now in your mind, that's God. But what if your mother knew she was God? She would teach you about God. How can a man be a God when he cannot produce life? A man cannot sustain life. He does not have breast milk.
Got you. You done or are you still going?
No, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful. So if you want to go and respond, you can go.
Now, mind you, he's saying he's being respectful. Watch this.
Okay. So, everything you said was just nonsense. It didn't make any sense. It didn't correlate to anything.
Which part?
And
Which
1
part?
plus
Which
1
part?
didn't add up.
Oh,
You
no.
didn't have any rebuttal to it. You just started speaking nonsense. But let me ask you a question.
I have to force myself to speak because you won't allow me to.
Does 1
You're
plus
asking
1
me
equal
another
2?
question.
Does 1 plus 1 equal 2?
No, one and one come together, they merge. That's one, right? Think about it, right?
God dang.
When
So
one and
Chad
one come together,
proves
they
my
merge,
point.
right?
The nigga don't
Right.
know what 1 plus
and
1 equals.
merge, right?
He said that 1
and
one merges.
put it together, they merge. One, right? If I come together with a woman, don't I go into that woman? Don't me and that woman go into each other? Now we one. I got my dick, I am one at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what he said. 1 plus 1 equals 1. Let's fast forward.
End of the day, what you mean?
You gotta
1 plus
watch
1
on your
equals
left
2?
hand. You gotta watch on your left hand. If you put another watch on your left hand, will you have 1 watches or 2 watch?
They're on the same hand. It's just one watch. If they put together, if you leave, they merge together. You see what I'm talking about? You want me to have 2?
If you put the watch on a different hand, would you have 2 watches on you?
I don't know. If you take a man wig off, then would you be bald headed?
And he got the nerve to say people that's bald headed, and he don't know what 1 plus 1 is. He don't even know if you put 1 watch on the other wrist, that's 2 watches. That's 2 watches, sir. That's 2 watches. Okay. It gets even worse. Single mothers. Yeah, it gets even worse. The ones that try to make their sons as son husbands. This gets even worse.
You're the 5th person I had on the podcast now that believe that the black woman is God, right? So since we know that, and you just confirmed that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior, you have your mind frame of how you think. I want to know what influenced you to think this way.
It's knowing versus belief. Everybody believes in God. I know God. You see what I'm saying? Knowing is being able to have logic, evidence, and reason. You know it, just like your past experiences. I know my mother. So before I learned how to talk, before I learned how to walk, before I had taught about my ABCs, before I was taught about anything, my mother was there. Somebody had to teach me, influence me, get me to think about a God that they wanted me to think about. But prior to that, my mother was my creator. So when you look at it, my mother was a black woman, and all black women are the manifestation of Mother Nature. I don't give a fuck about a book and what you read, bro. Go to nature and look at it. That is the
I
supreme
got
map
you.
of things. Everything
Clarence,
in nature
one
is telling
second.
you what to
Clarence, I
every
seen that
you
you,
don't have you
real
don't have
quick.
to stop me, bro. You don't have to stop
No, no,
me
no.
every
Someone
fucking
came
30
in the chat.
seconds.
Clarence, I see
You
you
don't
coming in
have to
here. Give
stop
it
me
two
every 30
seconds.
seconds,
I'll
bro.
add you
30
in after I
seconds.
have this discussion with him.
I get
Once
30
again,
seconds to speak. Like every
listen,
single
man,
time.
it's a
Is that what you
podcast, and
feel?
I had
You're
someone trying to
intimidated.
join the live
You're
stream.
intimidated, bro.
No,
That's
no, I
all
had
it
someone
is.
trying
You're
to join the live
intimidated.
stream.
You don't want to know. You do this for content.
Intimidated?
At the end of yeah, you're intimidated. It's got to be.
Come
If
on,
I could
man.
sit there and listen to you and
Nah,
you can't
man.
listen to
I
me,
mean,
you
listen, bro.
told
We
us
could
about a pregnant male rat. You told
intimidate,
us the
bro.
science
I do
brought about a
debates with
pregnant
men
male
in
rat.
person. You could come here in
Come
person.
on, man.
No one's intimidated, bro. No
You
one's
gotta be.
no
It's
one
gotta be
feels like that.
something. Then
You could
why
have this
won't you let
discussion
me
in
speak the
person.
whole
The same way I'm
podcast?
conveying myself with you over here, it'll be
The
in
whole
person. And actually,
podcast,
it'll be
bro.
more
Listen,
intense.
y'all.
We said that influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. You think that the black woman is God. I want to know what influenced you.
Looking for God.
Okay? Explain, elaborate. What did you
God
find
has
that made you really think that the black woman is God?
my mother
Like
was in my face the whole time. She was in my face the whole time, and I didn't realize that
okay.
that was God. So they told me that my mother, everything was outside of me. They told me that everything else was my mother. Everything else is God but your mother. And then you look at why they oppress everything, every woman in religion. Christianity, their God says it's okay to rape a woman, defile a woman. Islam, they say it's okay to be a woman. Allah is literally a lot. So they literally define everything in women. It's all about women oppression and for women not to realize that they are the true creators. That's why the patriarch took over. The patriarch literally took over the matriarch. The matriarch had always been in rulership. That's why they studied the goddess Hathor. They literally was with the queen of heaven in Jeremiah 44. They spoke about the goddess everywhere.
Got
Tuarat
you.
was the
I have
first
another
deity
question for
that
you
was
too.
ever worshipped. See, like I said, I get 30 seconds.
Oh no,
So
you
you don't
explained
really
it.
want to
Now I
do
have
this.
another
Yeah.
question for you.
So I'm saying I wasn't done.
Oh,
That's what
you
I'm
have
saying. Let
more?
me know
Go.
how long I get. I mean, you just stopped me. You're gonna keep doing it. So go ahead.
I mean, it's
It's just it's
you
okay.
explained
It's
all the way
okay.
down to
Go
how it
ahead,
went.
bro. Go ahead.
Got
Go
it.
ahead, bro. Go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
and also I'll just give you the rules of the podcast. So get used to it. So guess what? This is called order, right? Men create order. This is my platform, so there's a hierarchy to things. It's my rules, so if I set the rules and you follow the rules, right? When you have your own podcast and you invite me on, you set the
Right.
rules and I follow those rules. Life is
Okay.
in hierarchy. So I have a question for you.
So
You
then
just said
you
that the
don't want to hear it.
matriarchy, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Listen, you
Of
just
course, you
said
just
that
had a question for me.
you just said that the matriarchy was
Right.
taken over by the patriarchy. How can
Correct.
if the matriarchy is natural, right? It's a natural way of life. It's nature, right? You said the father doesn't come from nature, but the woman does come from nature. If that's the case, if the woman was first, you say that the woman is first. My question is, if the woman came first and you think the black woman is God, why is it that she's always being taken over by a man? Wouldn't
Who
you
said
think? You just said that the
okay,
patriarchy
okay. No,
always
no, no,
takes
no.
over the
I'll let you
matriarchy.
finish. I'll let you finish so I can speak. Go ahead.
That's my question. You just said that the patriarchy always
I
takes
know
over
what
the
I said.
matriarchy. How can you say and even think logically that the woman came first if she's not strong enough to defend for herself? Answer it now.
Well, I'll calm down a little bit. Now, let me answer. In regards to the patriarchy taking over the matriarchy, it had nothing to do with strength. You got to understand that's brute strength. So what it was the
God
son
dang.
turned against his mother. The son literally turned against his mother. So instead of being a protector, the son became the predator. And then Christianity and all of these other religions were created to teach men that they were higher than women. How do you think the oppression started, woman? They needed religious context to literally turn your man against you. You can look throughout all the religions
Did you
and you
ever
can
think that
see
the
where you were
woman,
governed.
that the
Can you
man is
shut
just
the
stronger
fuck
than a
up, nigga?
woman? Do you
God
ever just
damn,
think
bro.
that the man
This
is
nigga on
just
some
stronger
hoe
than a
shit.
woman
This
and more
nigga on some hoe
superior than a
shit, man.
woman?
You's a bitch, nigga. On
Did
my
you ever
mama,
think
you a
that?
bitch. Fuck.
Well, what are your conclusions? What are your thoughts? I want to know your thoughts. This is what y'all training up to be as far as son husbands and sons with single mothers. I could have no, literally. I could have been this way. I know how he feels. He feels like um he wants to put on a display that he cares for black women, but he's gonna talk to you just the way he talked to you, talk to him, not even getting the straight answers, not even having a common conversation. So this is what you're training up your men to be. Not having a common conversation. Not a matter of who's right or wrong. Just having a common conversation. If you can't have a common conversation, you can't date, period. Period. That man went bitch mode, like I said. So, comment what you think. Love podcast. I'm out.